Education is very important, and you need ways to see if children are actually learning what is being taught to them. Standardized testing is one of the ways you can do that. Not all people agree that it is a good way to see if their children are learning the material or not, but I think it is. There are many pros to standardized testing, such as teachers in schools are being held accountable for what material is being taught to the students, and you are able to examine the levels of learning between different subgroups. Today I would like to tell you the benefits of standardized testing in public schools and some of the new tests that they're introducing. The Huffington Post said, "Such testing gives the teacher important diagnostic information about what each child is learning in relation to what they have been taught. Only in this way can the teacher know if the students need intervention and remediation on any material, if the curriculum matches the course requirements, or if the teaching methods needed are in some way lacking and require adjustments." As a child, I always dreaded when it came to time to taking standardized tests, but I knew it was the only way to see if I was learning at the same pace as the rest of my classmates. If for some reason one of my classmates or I was not at the same level, our teacher knew what he or she needed to work with us on more than just letting us fall more and more behind. It does not only help the teachers to see how the students are doing, but it also helps the schools. The schools examine the scores and see how it reflects each teacher in their classroom. If a lot of students from each class aren't doing well in a subject, then an administrator can meet with the teacher and suggest different ways to help teach that material to the students. Schools have to keep an eye on this because it becomes a public record. If the teachers in schools don't perform up to par, then they can go under intense examination, and it can lead to job losses. There are set standards to help guide teachers to what material they need to teach. If not, then a second grade teacher and a sixth grade teacher could be teaching the same content according to teacher.about.com. Not all students learn in the same way, and many have different levels of learning. The children that fall behind in learning are put into different subgroups. According to the Times, a subgroup was first deemed to be a group of 40 or more students who fell into categories such as special needs, low income, or English as a second language, or the students who were of certain ethnicities. Later, that number was changed to 45. By having these subgroups, it helps examine the different levels in learning between them, and you are able to see the similarities and differences. Back in elementary and middle school, I remember the different groups of children getting pulled out of the class, whether it be ESL, which is English as a second language, or the gifted and talented, which is the kids who thought more out of the box than other students. They would be pulled into the groups with other teachers to work on things that they either struggled with or excelled at. The ESL would work on speaking English and just working on being able to pronounce words better and stuff like that, where the gifted and talented were given projects and they were able to build things and think out of the box more than other students would normally. The world is always changing, especially in education. There is always new programs or tests that they want to try out. The ACT Aspire is the new standardized test for Arkansas that got adopted for the state. It assesses students' readiness in English, math, reading, science, and writing. Their solution is to connect student growth from grades 3 through 8 and early high school in the context of college and career readiness. It incorporates multiple choice question types, including constructed response, selected response, and technology-enhanced items to better assess students' knowledge and provide more meaningful insight on it. Sounds like to me a lot like the ACT. Well, it's actually very similar. Their goal is to hopefully prepare students more for when they actually have to take the ACT and know what it's going to kind of be like beforehand. Personally, I would have much rather taken the ACT Aspire than the benchmark I took, because the benchmark didn't really prepare me for what I needed to. LearningNC.org says benchmark assessments are short tests administered throughout the school year that gives teachers immediate feedback on how students are meeting academic standards. Regular use of benchmark assessments is seen by many as a tool to measure student growth and design curriculum to meet individual learning needs. Maybe the ACT Aspire will be different and help improve high school students' ACT scores so they can get into the college they would like to attend. Also, the ACT Aspire is all online now, so you get the scores back faster than if it was on paper. The paper tests take about 7 months to grade and get processed, so you would not get your scores back until it didn't really matter. So if you didn't do well on your test, then the teacher that taught you the information, you didn't have that teacher anymore, so it wouldn't benefit in any way. Your new teacher would see your new scores, but they wouldn't know exactly what was taught in your old classroom, so it wouldn't help out. And you could still fall more and more behind, which is not what the plan was at all. With the test being online now, it can be processed quicker and more efficiently. So today, we have learned the pros of standardized testing, which is all of these: holding teachers and schools accountable, provides comparisons of subgroups, and the new ACT Aspire standardized test that is in Arkansas. Now, new tests will always come around, and me, being an education major I'm excited to see what is in store for the future.